so the question, number one, who would you... number two, is there anyone you've come to get in and just missed, or anyone that you can talk about in that manner?
Well, I mean, you know, I don't think it's any secret that me and Prince have got a long history of me sending fruitless emails with large amounts of money attached. And we have...
I remember you telling me about one Prince email, kind of where it hadn't happened, and then after you'd booked everything, they came back, and if it had been a week earlier, it could have happened, and I was just heartbroken. I was having a wonderful Bestival, and then you were kind of revealing this was going to be Prince's slot. I was enjoying this until you said that, because now it's not Prince.
But 6 weeks before Bestival, I'm sorry, I just don't have that dosh still hanging around. So, but obviously he's my favourite artist of all time, and I totally respect the fact he doesn't want to sort of make a decision on things until the last minute. And I think Glastonbury, the last few years I've had the same experience with him, where it's
holding out and the rumours there.
What's that?
Just holding out and the rumours start to build, and then If
I was brave enough, then I think I would have. Well, he would have already played at Bestival for sure. Yeah. Because and maybe some avid Bestival fan listeners will be going, "Go on, just hold out for it." Yeah. But it's too much of a risk, because then what happens? He gets a show somewhere else, or decides that it's not for him. Then you're left without headliners, and that is the biggest stress of sort of booking a festival. Is,
do you think there's any more hope in it now that he's been doing a lot of like the last minute Coco show, just to keep it completely on Prince? Like, for example, that he could literally headline the second stage or something like that, or headline something smaller, even though it's Prince, because he's doing Coco. He's been doing also little set in Bollywood.
I mean, I already know.
Send him a picture of the ship and say you can perform on this.
I already sort of know the full Prince story for this year, and I don't think it's going to involve any UK festivals, sadly. So, but I mean, Dolly Parton, fair play to Glastonbury. It was an absolutely standout moment and amazing, and we've been after Dolly for 10 years as well, and I'd still do it, even though she's done Glastonbury. I'm not snobbish about that, and I know that. Yeah, she's got a huge fan base at Bestival. So Dolly, Kate Bush. I mean,
Kate Bush would be amazing. Her shows last year were just. I made it along to one, and it was just
mind blowing. Like one of probably the best live music thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree. I certainly couldn't argue with that.
The imagination she'd put into it, like I wasn't ready for that at all that night. I was not expecting that.
No, I'm the same, and just reading the programme of how. It had to be how it was, because she needed somewhere that she could fully build and create, and it had to be a residency. It couldn't be a touring thing, because she had such specific ideas. Yeah, So all I'd say is next year, that separate festival in the festival should just be Kate Bush. Just give her a field and say, look, you can build anything you want.
Bestival. I mean, we did go back in, to be totally frank, because we've sent her offers over the years, and but I think and she's not totally anti doing a festival, I don't think, but you would have to create some kind of weatherproof, all singing, all dancing, 360 and stage with them.
as much as I'd love to see her in more situations, I tried to get her on the podcast, for example, but I've got nothing but respect for how she does her stuff and runs things. The fact that she's a mum.
On the podcast.
Genuinely, I spoke to her manager about it.
Casually throw that one in.
I did. I spoke to her, but I wasn't up for it, and I understand that. But just one of the things that amazed me with the live show was that can never happen again, because that's someone who got huge, toured once, and then walked away from it for 20 years and was a mother. And that was it. There was no temptation to flirt back with touring or live or any of that. It was like, right, no, I've done that. That was fun. Now I'm a mother. I've got a family. I'm living in the real world. And so to then come back from that was mind blowing. So I
mean, it's amazing. Just on that, because I was reading a Patti Smith interview the other day about how she said the thing that annoys her most about people's preconceptions of her is that they say, oh, but you didn't do anything in the 80s. And actually she was having children and raising a family. And I'm sort of, because part of me wants to just sort of not do any, jack it all in and look after my kids and do that. And I think there's a real sort of stigma about, well, what are you doing? You're at home with the kids. It's like, actually, kind of a job, that is.
Yeah, that's its own. That's completely. It's got its own merits and is completely.
Yeah. So I think, Kate Bush has done it the dream way, and you could never have. You couldn't have written that, and she couldn't have hoped it could have turned out any better. That you could disappear for 20 years and then come back
and do that
with the biggest impact of anyone.
And working with her son on it and everything. This has just turned into a Kate Bush podcast now.
Bertie, Kate, we love you. Listen,
amazing.
Come on Pip's podcast, and then once you've done that, then just announce Bestival. Sunday night headliner 2015. Bosh, we're in. Thank you.
Perfect. So, speaking there, it segues perfectly on.
This piece of fiction is the intro to distraction. This piece of fiction is the intro to distraction. This piece of fiction is the intro to distraction. This piece of fiction is the intro to distraction.